Hello and welcome back to Euro Roundup. This is the show where we take a deeper dive, into the good and the bad of football from around the continent. And today, I'm joined as usual by my co-host Chris Hamill.
Thank you very much, Pato.
Pleasure to have you here. And much like Chris Hamill, our first winner is in the form of his life. It's Luis Suarez. The Barcelona striker was part of a team which, without Neymar, ran out 6-2 winners over Real Betis in the first game of their La Liga campaign. Barcelona are now unbeaten in the first game of the league at home since 1939. And Luis Suarez got a hat-trick, Lionel Messi got 2, and Arda Turan added 1. It was a pretty impressive performance, wasn't it, Chris?
It was, mate, and I've ran out of superlatives for this team and for the Uruguayan. He's on fire. That is 17 goals in 6 league games. That is mental, and that's 7 hat-tricks since the start of the year as well. That is a European high across the top 5 leagues, Pato. And Messi as well, of course. He got in on the show, chipping in with his 40th La Liga goal from outside the box. That's one more, yes, one more than C-Ron. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that statistic. And Arda Turan, the man from nowhere. That's 3 in 3 for him after just 2 in 25 last season. And he's really wormed his way into the team, Pato. After looking like he was going to be frozen out at the start of this year.
Yeah, well, we wondered if they tried to sell him this summer. It looked like he might be on the move. But if he's firing as well, then this attack looks truly dangerous. As we said, Neymar still to return from the Olympics. He now comes back with a gold medal. But it looks like it's going to be a rough year for the other teams in La Liga and around Europe.
Rough. The first losers on our list, Pato, takes us to Serie A, where Inter Milan lost to Mino's Chievo 2-0 away from home. It's the first time they've failed to score on the road against this particular side. What does this say, Pato, about De Boer's ultra-positive 4-3-3? Is it dysfunctional in the Serie A?
Well, it is far too open. Last season, we saw Roberto Mancini built his Inter team on a really sturdy defence. And Eric Tahir, the chairman of the club, did receive criticism for shit-canning Mancini only 2 weeks before the start of the season and bringing in De Boer. Now, he wasn't helped by the fact that one of his first-choice centre-backs, Murillo, was suspended for this game, but Ranocchia deputised pretty ably. And really, the shaky one at the back was Miranda, a very, very experienced defender. He committed a poor headed clearance for the second goal, which was a delightful finish from former AC Milan player Birsa, and it was a little bit dodgy all round.
It was, man. I thought Kondogbia had a very good game, though. Medel, a little bit shaky, he was rolled far too easy for that second goal you touched upon earlier. But fair play, Pato, to Chievo, who are the symbol of consistency really in Serie A. They had much the same team as last year, with an average age of 31, which shows they've really come through and progressed together as a unit.
That is mental. An average age of 31.
I mean, it's practically 25 in Serie A.
No, it's a Garden Bowls team age, mate. That's absolutely
Garden
ridiculous.
Bowls. You heard it here first.
Just play an 8-year-old at the back, bring the age down. Our next winner is Sevilla manager Jorge Sampaoli. His team beat Quique Sanchez Flores' Espanyol 6-4 in the highest scoring match ever played at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan.
Nailed it.
Thank you, been practicing. It's a 58-year high, 58 years. And it's not surprising when you look at the number of shots on target in this game. There were 18 shots on target. That's mental. Sevilla had 73% of the possession, yet still conceded 4 goals. It's a little bit worrying at the back, isn't it, Chris?
Well, I'm not surprised, mate. Sampaoli is known for his kamikaze tactics and deployed them this game. We had 1 registered centre-back on the field and 3 wing-backs in defence, which may have explained why 6 of the 10 goals we saw on display came from crosses. We talk goals. Amazingly, all of Sevilla's goals came from their new summer signings, and the likes of Vasquez was hugely influential in this game. I don't know where he's been, lying dormant at Palermo, but he looked a cut above, and he had 5 shots on target and 3 completed dribbles. Pablo Sarabia, though, was probably man of the match with 3 key passes and a pass accuracy of 93%. What an absolute metronome, pal. And you look at the likes of Vieto, he looked like a completely different player last night. He now has 1 more league goal than he did in 19 appearances for Atleti last season.
Wow.
It was pretty impressive all around when we're talking about attacking prowess, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, well, Sevilla last season conceded 50 goals and scored 51 and averaged 2.7 goals a game. I don't know about you, but I expect there to be a little bump in those numbers this season. It looks like Sampaoli is bringing his exciting brand of attacking, high-pressing football to Sevilla. So if you want entertainment, make sure to head down to Andalusia.
And I want to throw in a little correction here.
Please.
He's definitely Argentinian. I called him Chilean last week. Apologies.
That was disgusting.
The next losers on our list, Pato, takes us to the Eredivisie, where Ajax lost to FC Willem 2-1 at home, even after David Klaassen scored in the first minute. Now, this is Willem's first away league victory at Ajax in 41 attempts. And more alarmingly, Boss's men are already behind pace setters PSV, who won their first 3 games, scoring 7, only conceding 1. They've got it all to do, haven't they, Pat?
Yeah, and they could be in trouble in more than one competition. They could only manage a 1-1 draw at home against Russian side FK Rostov in Champions League qualification. Now, they've already lost Arkadiusz Milik this summer. It looks like Anwar El Ghazi could be on his way out too. They've secured Chelsea's Bertrand Traore on loan. That's an excellent move, but they might need to shore up their attack. We've heard them linked to Sebastian Haller from Utrecht. We've also heard links to Hakim Ziyech from Twente. They might need to do something, because otherwise Peter Bosz could find the season slipping away already. Our final winners of the week are Roma. After Juventus won their game thanks to a substitute goal from Gonzalo Higuain, Roma needed to produce something. And despite a goalless first half against Udinese, they really clicked in the second, with Perotti scoring twice, Salah and Dzeko getting on the score sheet too. Perotti actually became the first player in Serie A since 2002 to score 2 penalties in the same game. The last guy to do it was current AC Milan manager Vincenzo Montella. Very impressive stuff, Chris.
It's a great stat, mate. But you can't be surprised by this routing. They were top goal scorers in the Serie A last season with 83 goals. They actually lost the least amount of games as well, even after a slow start by Rudy Garcia. I think they lost 4 matches, Juve lost 5, Napoli lost 6, which shows they are hard to beat and hard to break down. Now, if they can add a good start to this campaign, then hopefully they can get the ball rolling. Kevin Strootman's back. He was hugely influential against Porto midweek. I think he made 7 tackles, Pat, which is 4 more than any other player on the pitch. And they managed to keep Nainggolan, Pat, who I know is one of your favourite players, from the grubby mitts of Chelsea, which could put them in very good stead.
Yeah, but there was a bit of bad news too, as Kostas Manolas limped off with a possible groin injury with just minutes left on the clock. He could be a big miss when it comes to the second leg of their Champions League qualifier against Porto this week.
And our final losers takes us to the south of France. It was a team we touched upon last week after they drew with Toulouse. Yes, it's Olympique Marseille again. Now, let's take a look at both goals they conceded. They were both from pacey wide play down either flank. The first goal, Cocu waltzed past 2 Marseille defenders like they weren't even there to tee Saliba up very, very early doors. And the second one came from Lucas Dew, who put Sorbonne into double King Gomp's advantage. What did you think to that midfield battle?
Las Diarra was actually one of the standout players in this game in the midfield for Marseille. He really tried to urge the team forward, completing 5 dribbles on those aging legs. But perhaps they were a little bit lucky to score. Florian Thauvin goal bounced before it went in, benefited from some pretty shoddy goalkeeping. And while Guingamp created 14 chances as a team, Marseille could only put together 8. It wasn't very good.
And 63% of those 8 chances, Pato, came from outside the box. It showed that Guingamp were very tight, very compact, well drilled and well organised, and Marseille just couldn't find a way to break them down. Now, if they don't start picking up points soon, it's going to be another season of mediocrity for OM. Not what the fans want to see. It's a big club. We want to see them in the Champions League. We want to see them competing for the league with PSG. So come on, Marseille, get your shit together.
Now, it's been a very busy weekend of football, so we had to give some shout-outs. Gareth Bale got 2 goals against Sociedad. Carlos Bacca notched a hat-trick against Torino. And the great Neymar won an Olympic gold medal, leading his side to glory against Germany at the Maracanã.
What a free kick that was,
lovely.
mate. And in our losers category, Napoli drew 2-2 with Pescara, had to come from 2-0 behind. Benfica drew with Setúbal, and Atleti Madrid conceded a 95th minute equaliser against the dogged Alavés side. Is that how you pronounce that team? Let us know in the comments below.
So that was Euro Roundup for this week, but who would you have included? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this video, guys, be sure to check out our top 10 Borussia Dortmund exports. There's some worldy names in there.
Yeah, and as ever, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.